What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, and we are back again today with a trading while traveling recap. We are actually on the road. Got on the road Thursday, so we weren't able to take any trades Thursday. Friday, I was in a meeting Friday morning. I'm attending a convention, a Shriners convention to be more specific. So I missed the open, but we took a break. Ended up coming back up to my room. I set everything up the night before and found a couple of good trades. Took some good trades, finished the day up green. And I say we took good trades. From what I remember, took 4 trades. One was a mishap. One was a misfire. One was a not paying attention to details on my part trade. Cost us a little money, but the other trades were all green. So before I pull up the thumbnail watch list, I did want to show my mobile trading rig. I've shown this in the past while traveling. I think I was in New Orleans. So I showed it when I was in New Orleans, but I would like to show it again, just so people can see how simple it is to trade while traveling. So let's see if I could do this. I'm doing this on 2 screens. Normally I have 3 so that I can have OBS on its own screen, but we're gonna see if we're gonna make this work. So let's rock and roll. I'm gonna hit that button and I'm going to do this. Boom. Hopefully you are seeing my trading rig. To the left, I have a portable 15-inch monitor, same size as my laptop screen. On that monitor, it has the options chain. So for me to pick either calls or puts. It's got me in trouble on one of my trades Friday. And then I have a total of 11 charts, thumbnail watch list charts, 2-minute charts. 2 of those charts are the markets, the blue ones, the Qs and the SPY. Everything else is white charts. On those charts, they're gonna have the VWAP, 50-day moving average, previous day's high, previous day's lows. And then if I put any price action areas, they're gonna show up on those charts as well. We'll pan on over here to where everything happens, the main laptop screen. Far left, we have our watch list. So that upper one right now is set to any stocks that are trading above the daily high that are priced at $50 or higher. Below that, my daily ideas, where I'll drop those. That one there is tied to my charts, and I'll show you what I mean. This is where I put my calls. This is where I put my puts. To the right of that, the active trader or active ladder for Thinkorswim. It's where I can get in the trades at. It'll focus. So you basically put the quantity, got templates set to get me in with brackets already set. Of course, the active ladder. To the right, up top is time and sales. It's black because the market's closed. To the right of that, we got news. And then we have our charts. We have 4 charts I'm looking at. The upper left is the 5 minutes. The lower left is the 2-minute. Those are my micro time frames. To the right, we got the 30-minute and the 15. Those are giving me my long-term bias. That's what I need to pay more attention to, that long-term bias. That is what is important. But that's it. Oh, I said that's it. That's not it. Let's pan on over here. So if we come over here, we see that I have a Netgear MiFi. So that is a portable hotspot that I use when the hotels do not have adequate internet service. I am at a Marriott property this weekend, and their internet service has been great. So I have not needed to use my Wi-Fi, but I still keep that there just in case. So let's go ahead. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let us see. I want to hit this button right here. Boom, we've done it. You should now be looking at the thumbnail watch list. And you saw thumbnail watch list was very thin because we weren't really looking at anything. I was expecting to just trade the SPY. But when I did pull up the trading above the daily high, I saw that energy stocks had popped. Energy stocks had popped. So that's what I started looking at. And it may not have noticed it, but on the calls side, I had added CVX calls because it had tested and it made a good move. But just as quick as it can make that move can go against you. And that's what it did. My bias changed. The higher time frames may have been also showing that as well. So we loaded up some puts, but we had CVX, XOM, and then of course the markets. Let's go ahead. Let's bring up TRADERVUE. Let me get TRADERVUE brought up. There we go. It's going to be that button right there, which triggers the same thing it does on my main setup. Bam. Let's go to the dashboard. Boom, bam. We are reviewing trades from Friday, May 20th. We took 4 trades. Closed P&L on the day. Green, $215. We kind of stepped on the gas a little bit today. If you look at the volume, we were trading a little aggressive today. First trade out the gate, we took 4 contracts. The next one, CVX, look at that. We took 15 contracts, y'all. 15 contracts. But let's see if we really were stepping on the gas. We see we made 150 bucks. Let's look at the details real quick. Bam, we definitely took 15 puts. But look at what we paid for them. We paid 11 cents per contract. Multiply that by 100. We paid $11 per contract. Multiply that by 15. We paid $165 for this trade. We sold those 15 contracts for $21. That gave us a profit of $150. So we paid $165 for the trade. We made $150. We almost doubled our money on this trade. So it looks like we stepped on the gas, but in reality, we still had that low risk. Still had a fairly low risk on this trade. And that was it. We took that 1 CVX and then we took the 3 SPYs. So let's go ahead. Let's bring back up Thinkorswim, and I'm gonna have to do something real quick. So we're gonna bring up Thinkorswim. I'm gonna hit that button right there to get it set how we want it, get it set. And while I make this change, if you have not already hit that like button, please do so. Please do so. It does not cost you a thing. It will help me out in the algorithms. It will also be great if you are not subscribed, if you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you can be notified anytime that I make these videos and get them posted. Like I always say, I try to do these reviews daily. It's been a busy week, so I have not been able to get it done. but we're doing it right now. So we'll go ahead. We'll get the 3 SPY. Let's get the 3 SPY ones out of the way real quick. And then we'll get CVX. So I need to do one other thing. Bear with me. Got to drag this over to this window here. Like I said, it's operating a little different on 2 screens. So, all right, first SPY trade that we took. Like I said, we got back to the room about 10 o'clock. We saw that the SPY had opened, made this quick pop up, and failed horribly. Came back, test VWAP, just chopping around. And we got in our first trade at 10:08 and 47 seconds. So let's find 10:08. Keep going. 10:08. So we got in. The play was as it broke this area right here that we had marked on the chart. So got in right there. And we got out of this one a minute later. A minute later. Same exact candle as it was coming back up. We got to chasing the stop on this one very quickly. And we made $20 on this trade. Made $20, basically $5 on each contract. We look at that thing, could have stayed in it a good little ways and we would have profited good, but green is green, or is it really? It's all up for debate. But next trade, we got right back into the SPY, 10:18. So let's find 10:18. Bam, that candle right there. So one reason why we were kind of chasing this once it got green, look at how extended that is. That move is extended. So we needed a pullback. So again, I wasn't mad getting out of there. It made a quick 20 bucks on it. That was one of the reasons we bought the 4 contracts. So we did plan on being a little aggressive today. But we said, okay, we'll let this thing pull back. It did. It gave us a nice top and tail right there. We got in it and we noticed, dog it, we done bought calls. Should have got out of the trade immediately, took maybe a $2 or $4 loss on 3 contracts, maybe 6, 10 at the most. But I had the bright idea of, well, maybe I was wrong. Let's just hold this one and see what it does. It started going down, so we said, nope, we had the right idea. Moved our stop up. We lost $18 on 3 contracts. So, okay, we said it before, we need to pay a little more attention to detail. Once we drop that contract in the right, because we always drop it in the right watch list, but sometimes we've been dropping calls in the puts, and that's usually what it is. It's never dropping a put in the call watch list, because we'll go to buy a put and we'll just get a contract from the left-hand side. We'll never, ever buy a call trying to get it off the right-hand side. So definitely need to pay a little bit more attention to detail. But we jump right back in the SPY. And we got in this one at 10:25. See what 10:25 is. That candle right there. So you look at this, you say, look around. It's a little aggressive. And it was, I'll admit, it was aggressive. That's why we only bought 1 contract. Bought one contract that allowed me to put my stop all the way back up here to the VWAP. And we see never came all the way back up to the VWAP. It did come back up to this area we had marked on the chart, which had we had the stop right there, we probably would have gotten stopped out. That's two contracts. Put the stop there, two contracts. That number is going to stop us out for like 25, 30 bucks. Gave it the extra room. We got out of this trade 35 minutes later at 11 o'clock. Let's go ahead. Let's put this one on the chart and we'll talk about it. So, got in this trade, and you see we got these areas marked. So our first target was going to be right here, but we knew that it had to get below this area. We rode through the pullback, came back down, kind of pulled back, and it finally made the move here. This probably needed a line right there, because if we look at some previous charts, this was probably an area that was holding up. So that technically probably should have been our first target, which would have been tight, and then we wouldn't have gotten in the trade until way over here. But we did miss this area right here. We missed this price action area, but trade still worked. It came down here on this nice candle, and then we pretty much was just chasing it with our stop. You hear me use that. I like that term, chasing it with my stop. As this thing gets more and more in the money, we're just tightening that stop up so that we can continue to capture profit. As this thing got closer to the previous day's low, I'm already up $63 on one contract. Let's not try to squeeze much more blood from a turnip, as they say. It's bleeding. This thing is bleeding. Let's go ahead, capture that profit, possibly get back in another trade. But by then, it really was time for me to get back in my meeting. So that was the last trade of the morning that we took. But in between those three trades, we took a trade on CVX. And when I initially sat down, like I said, I pulled up a watch list. I saw energy stocks were moving. It looked like they were moving higher. Because again, like I said, I sat down I got back to my room about 10. So we see that this had broken above previous day's high, came back, tested it, but it had these topping tails. So I didn't really have much interest in it right away. And we see that it made the quick pop, and then it just failed. And when it failed, we changed our bias. We are no longer long biased. Let's see what it's going to do on the short term. And we took this trade at 10:12, almost on the dot, basically 10:12 and 4 seconds. So let's find 10:12. 10:12 right there. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Anybody who's been watching my videos knows I am supposed to wait on a pullback, retest, and fail. I got in this one very early. Very early. Now, one thing that we don't see is the 30 and the 15 minute. We don't see the 30 or the 15. Next review, you'll probably see over here that I will have added one or the other, or maybe both. 30 and the 15 will give you long-term bias. So based on this, you don't really see nothing. But long-term bias may have been showing something a little different. May have had a nice, huge topping tail or something like that. But nonetheless, we got in right there, 15 contracts. We dropped this line on the chart late. Our first target was the 50 moving average. It was the 15 moving average. We expected this to just flush straight on down. We got this pullback retest of VWAP. It failed. It came down to this area here. This is when we dropped the line on the chart right there. Because look at there, you've got a area right there. Look to the left, look to the left. Came back up. We probably could have reloaded right there and backed the Brinks truck up, as they say. Probably could have, but we were already in this thing 15 contracts strong. Made this nice move down. This time it busted on through that area. It came down to our target area, but it busted through strong. We got out of this trade at 11 o'clock. See where 11 o'clock is at. Right there. You say, look around. I see no reason to get out. Once this busted through our target, I set the stop right there. I said, why get out here? Because it busted through so strong. Why get out right here? Let's set the stop right there. It pulled back. Now, had it came back up and stopped us out, we good with that. No problem. But it didn't. It gave us some more money, and now we're chasing the stop. We just chasing that stop. What it did, it came back up, tagged and stopped us out, and then it kept moving. One thing that I possibly could have done was move the stop 2-minute bar by bar stop. So put the stop there, next 2-minute candle, put the stop there, next 2-minute candle, put the stop there, and just rode this down. That way, we would not have stopped out until this candle came and stopped that candle out. Would have had a little extra money on the table. But again, we paid $165 for these 15 contracts, I'm sorry. And we made $150 on the trade. So yes, we left money on the table, but we made almost double our money. So I can't be mad at that. And that was it. Good Friday. And you probably will see me kind of stepping on the gas a little bit more if I'm getting good long-term bias confirmation. I need to be paying more attention to the 30 and the 15 to give me my long-term bias. And you might start seeing a little more pressure on the gas pedal come June, even in this choppy market. Especially if I can keep that stop tight if I'm stepping on the gas. And if I'm loose with it, we make money that way too. We saw we made decent money on one contract. But I'm gonna go ahead. I am going to wrap this video up. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And again, if so, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. And we will see y'all back at it next week. Peace.